Trey, Frazier, and Maestro Styles, you know we got one. Right back like we left something. We don't duck smoke, we want all of it. So line them up, Trey shot with the blade, you know we sizing it up. I'm quick to catch the fade, you know Styles making the cut. Cause we coming out clean every time that we showing up.
It's gonna be called The Barbershop.
Yo, what up, family? What's going on? It's Trey Frazier and Maestro Styles. Welcome back to another new episode of the Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. We are streaming live on our YouTube channel, on Twitch, the Facebook page, also on Instagram at Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast, and also on our Twitter at Barbershop SPOR2. Maestro, what's good, man? What's going on?
Man, cooling, man. Tired as hell. Just got finished doing Maya's graduation party Saturday. 100 degrees outside. Mad niggas at the pool. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, she was happy, so I was cool. And then tomorrow, Zari turns 12. So we're gonna do a little something tomorrow and then do another little something on the weekend. So, you know.
Yeah, happy early birthday, Zari.
Yeah, she probably, like I said, I was telling you before we got on, she probably gonna jazz herself in here during the podcast. You know, she had learning about the Lord right now, learning about Jesus right now.
There you go.
Shout out
to we all need some Jesus in our lives.
Every now and then, man.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Natalie's birthday is Sunday coming up too. It seemed like since her last birthday, she just been egging me about what to get, you know, for her birthday and stuff.
Oh yeah, my child plans her birthday religiously at the new year, January 1. Religiously, she starts to tell you what she wants for her birthday, what she want to do for her birthday.
That's better than what Natalie been doing. Like, I think sometimes she just go through the day and then she always looking forward to the next moment. It's crazy. It's crazy with her. But yeah, man, looking forward to both our daughters celebrating some birthdays, you know, this month and stuff.
For sure. But I also do want to, because today is my grandfather's birthday. Rest in peace. He passed in 96. I was trying to do the math about how old he would be, but I never really got around to doing it. But
gotcha.
Yeah, but happy birthday. I don't know why in my family we called him by his first name, but we did. Rest in peace to Melvin. Happy birthday. Love you. Hope I'm making you proud.
Happy birthday. Rest in peace.
Yeah, for sure.
No doubt. Yeah, man. It's been hot these past few days. I've been in New York for a few days. The family's been up there for about a week and a half. I had to come back down. Actually, you know, our last show, you know, I was, you know, back home for a couple of days and then had to drive back up and spend the rest of the week in New York, which, you know, it turned out to be a great week, man, despite the hot weather and all that good stuff, man. Went to the Yankees-Orioles game Wednesday on Juneteenth, and you know, happy Juneteenth, happy belated Juneteenth to everybody out there watching. And then Thursday night, we rode to Brooklyn and checked out the Liberty against the Sparks. And that was, you know, another dope game, you know, to go check out in person as well. And I was hoping to meet somebody, you know, there that we know who's going to be one of our guests tonight, NIkki, guest, who we had her on about a year and a half ago talking Giants and stuff like that. Didn't get a chance to meet her, and I'm not even sure if she actually had a chance to even cover that game. But she's been doing a lot of great work. The Jersey Sporting News covers the Giants, and you know, her partner in crime, Dan Behan, invited us to do a AFC North. I guess it was an AFC North roundtable last off season.
Yeah,
and so I thought it was best to just kind of return the favor, you know, bring her back, you know, for this episode, and you know, talk some Giants, see what they feel about the offseason predictions and things like that. And then also, like I said before, NIkki has been given credentials to cover the New York Liberty and all their home games and stuff. So she had an interesting take in the, Caitlin Clark Olympics team, debate that was going on for, a couple of weeks now. So, we'll get into that. We'll talk about all that stuff, when they come on in about 25 minutes. But I wanted to start with baseball, which we never start with baseball on this podcast, but it was just so fitting because, like I said, and shout out to my pops, shout out to Sandra, his girlfriend. They met us at the game, and that was a nice way to kind of catch up and get together and all that good stuff. Good seats too, man. Bleachers, left field. Could have caught a home run, could have caught some, souvenirs, but, it didn't work out. Kids weren't happy. It was all good. But to go to that game on Juneteenth and then hear about the passing of the great Willie Mays, rest in peace to him, condolences to his family and everything. I just wanted to show the folks out there for y'all watching. So, not sure if this is coming in clear or not. So this is an official Major League Baseball autograph signed by Willie Mays. This was given to my son by my father-in-law. So my father-in-law used to work at the World Trade Center. This was like mid-90s. And I forget the particulars, but he ran into Willie Mays at some function that was happening, at the Trade Center at the time. And, he met Willie Mays and got this autograph ball from him. And he kept it, for this long. And maybe this might have been maybe 4 years ago, about 4 or 5 years ago, he decided that he wanted Nick to have this Willie Mays autograph baseball. Now, I've tried to tell my son, hey, you need to keep it in the glass box because it's a souvenir. It could be worth something, years from now. But, Nick liked to get into everything. And, he was like bouncing it. Yeah, he was bouncing it off his closet wall a few times. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to have to keep this thing.
Protect it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have to protect this thing. So that's my that's our Willie Mays story. I'm not gonna pretend to know a lot about him, just with the exception of the teams he's played for. 24 All-Star appearances. 24 All-Star appearances is crazy. I mean, when you think about those times and when he played, they showed some footage of him playing stickball on the streets of Harlem, back then in the 60s, when the San Francisco Giants used to be the New York Giants, and they played at the Polo Grounds, years ago. And so, that was a cool sight to see as well. So, again, rest in peace to the great legend, Willie Mays. Forever will be remembered as one of the all-time greats in baseball. For sure.
So I second everything you said. Condolences and prayers to the family, everybody involved. I mean, we know that this is a major loss in baseball. And we should, thank you, Willie Mays, for your contribution to baseball, to sports, to black sports, all the above.
Yep. Yes, sir. So where else? Where you want to go now? You want to get into these coaching gigs in the NBA?
Yeah. But before we get into coaching, I just want to get this out the way quick because it's quick, and I know you don't. Ryan Garcia was suspended for a year. Based on some, PED use. I don't know exactly what it was. PED use.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that.
Against, when he whooped up on Devin Haney, basically.
Yeah. To
the point where that win is no longer a win. It was judge ruled a no contest.
They nullified it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's being ruled a no contest. Devin Haney is now still undefeated. I saw a lot of people concerned about. It's a no contest, so that just means that, for all you guys who made bets and lost bets and everything, nothing changes for you. But I saw a lot of people that was a little disappointed that, if I lost, or if I lost, I don't get my money back, or if I won, it's not like the people who win, they're going to all of a sudden owe your betting houses all of a sudden. But
right.
I just saw a lot of people who were disappointed with not being able to get their money back. I don't know what they thought was going to happen, but I just thought that was
I was about to say, because I'm sure the people that did bet that he would, win, now that that's nullified, like they're not giving their earnings back to Las Vegas.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So the people that lost, I don't know what you expect.
I didn't know what you expected, but there were definitely some people I saw upset about that. He also says that he's going to retire for a year. So I don't know if he thinks he's outsmarting the system, or if he actually is outsmarting the system. Yeah. I mean, I know if I was the boxing commission, all right, well, whenever you're ready to come back, the suspension is going to be waiting for you. So I didn't get that part, but God bless. Look, this is what I would say: you cheated, Ryan Garcia. You cheated, and you deserve every punishment that comes with it. But I'm not gonna sit here and act like I ain't see that ass whipping. I just can't act like I didn't see that ass whipping. So they need to fight again. If that's what it is, and this is a no contest, and Devin Haney is on social media basically talking about, like I told y'all, woo, like he can't really, like, it's no way he was dogging me like that in real life. What he had to have been cheating, or he said something to the ilk of that. So it's like, all right, cool. Now fight again. Because now I want to know if that really was the difference. Was that really the difference? Like, good point. Look, he ran into some punches. It just is what it is. Ryan Garcia was the better fighter that night for whatever reason, if it was PD use or Devin Haney. But I ain't gonna lie to you, it don't feel like it was the drug use that had, because Devin Haney looked at funky against Lomachenko last. So I don't know, but I will say if that's how you feel, it's a no contest. Let's wait till all this suspensions and retirements and all this is over. Fight him again then, because the way I'm seeing it, Devin Haney right now for me is bad money right now.
Yeah,
that's just my honest opinion.
Definitely gonna have to retry that fight. Once he comes off the suspension, and like you said, people are gonna wonder, was it the drugs, or was you really like that?
Right.
So, but yeah, that sucks for him. But you do the crime, you gotta do the time.
You gotta do the damn time. Yeah,
gotta do the time. So
it is.
Sucks
he'll be all right.
Yeah, he'll be good.
Broke.
That's for sure. He working out better than the both of us. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's
in the finance department.
That's a fact. Put together.
Yeah. By a mile. You know who else? Who else is doing pretty good for himself? JJ Redick. With the new deal, to coach the Los Angeles Lakers, 4-year deal, I think it is. You called it. I posted the video. There was a little bit of roller coaster in there, the Dan Hurley stuff, and then the Monty Williams firing, which we'll get into that, right after this. So I don't think anything has kind of changed from our perspective. I know we did talk about what this could mean for the Lakers moving forward. The same thing is the same thing. They're going to have to retool the roster in some way, because right now this is not a championship basketball team right now.
Yeah, for certain. And just to kind of give you some liner notes, I believe he recently did his press conference. He is done podcasting.
Yep.
And
that I heard.
Yeah, and then he said something else to the effect like he don't care about his critics. This is not a trying to prove my critics that I can coach. I'm going to go out and do the job the best way I know how. Yeah. He also made a concerted effort to say that he was going to put a focus on Anthony Davis and getting it on and maximizing Anthony Davis in particular. I'm not sure. I mean, outside of him being Anthony Davis, I'm not sure why exactly he went out of his way to say that. But but there's that. Look, me and you agree. This roster ain't gonna cut it.
Nope.
I would think 4 years. They're not gonna just fire this dude after. He would have to do historically bad for them to fire him in the first year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he'll do that. I think he'll be. I mean, what you put like 9, 10 seed maybe. That's kind of.
I think it's the play-in. They've been minus the bubble. They've been a play-in team since LeBron has got there and AD got there. They've been a 7, 8, 9 seed. That's what they've been. You kind of have to expect the same thing unless they go out and make some crazy trade. Like I've been hearing names of Trey Young as being a potential, Laker. I don't know how much that's going to help them because I think you and I agree the problem has been shooting. It's been shooting around the perimeter.
Well,
he's only one shooter, and because I think you're giving up Austin Reeves in that trade, aren't you? Like if you're the Lakers, if you're Atlanta, if you're Atlanta, you just ain't giving up Trey Young for no bag of cookies. You want some players. I would imagine Austin Reeves is probably on their wish list if this is a thing.
It's a real thing,
I mean?
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know D'Angelo Russell is a free agent. He could be a free agent this offseason. He's got some money that he could opt into. There's reason to believe that he'll opt out of that money. Mm-hmm. So, we'll see. Like if the Lakers bring him back, then, you still keep that intact. But, if he goes, then now you got to replace him. So, but this roster is still,
it's still ain't a good roster. This ain't a good roster.
It's not. Yeah. I can see him keeping his job for about 4 years. Because again, LeBron, 2 years at best with LeBron James, and then he's gone. And now it becomes Anthony Davis's team, Dolo. Really, it's really comes down to Anthony Davis for real. Like, I think if he plays well and he's receptive to JJ Redick, I think this will be a smooth ride. If things don't work out between those two, and I'm not even talking injuries, I'm just talking about style of play when it comes to Anthony Davis. If there's things that, like, if they ain't winning, like let's say the results aren't, immediate, and there's
and again they won't be. Let's be clear. It will not be like this team is. There's nothing JJ Redick is going to do in his first year, and in my opinion, his second year, that's going to have this team or have these expectations of this team be. Conference championship or, like there's nothing I believe that they're going to do that's going to have that happen in the first 2 years.
You hope not, because I kind of thought that with Darvin Ham when he took him to the conference finals the previous year, and he's out after just, taking a step back. So with the Lakers, you just never know. I've heard people say, this could be the beginning of the decline of the Lakers as we see it. And that just kind of goes back to the absence of Dr. Buss, rest in peace, goes back to Magic, resigning after only being there a short stint in terms of helping out with the front office and stuff. A lot of people have kind of alluded to maybe this could be a sign that this could turn into what the Knicks were, for about 20 years. It could turn into that. But we'll see.
Maybe. We'll definitely see.
I won't shed no tears. I promise you that.
I wouldn't to be honest, and more, I wouldn't give a damn.
Yeah.
Chris Finch gets his extension in Minnesota. A 4-year extension. I missed what the money was, but he gets an extension. Congratulations to him.
Congrats to him.
Obviously, you want to keep him together. If you keep him on the team, if you want to keep that that kind of nucleus together with if you believe him and shit. I don't know if you really believe that him and Anthony Edwards and Cat or Rudy Gobert is going to be there. I mean, but you definitely want to keep him and Ant-Man together as long as you can keep them together. So good move. And luck, I guess. Good luck.
Yeah, congrats to Chris Finch.
Yeah.
I've been real critical of Chris Finch for about, I'd say, 2 to 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
They've had those, like, remember the series against Memphis a couple seasons ago. I remember the play-in, was it maybe the previous year against the Lakers, and blowing that game to get the 7th spot. Blowing the Grizzlies series a couple of years ago. And I've always been critical of him in terms of being able to close games out and being able to put guys in a proper spot. Well, Ant-Man helps all that.
Yeah.
That roster, which I said, when they made the Rudy trade, got to give it some time. These guys haven't played together. Let's see what happens. And sure enough, they was number 1 in the West for a majority of the year. They got caught by the Thunder and the Nuggets for a bit there. They hung on. They get the 3 seed. They knock off the champs.
Yeah.
So let's be clear about that. This new extension, when you knock off the big dog, you worthy of that. So let's give credit to where it's due. They did that.
Yeah.
There's still going to be a question about where the cat's going to be on this roster.
Absolutely.
Like that's still going to be up in the air.
Absolutely.
And who you replace him with, and who is going to be that second dude that's going to be next to Ant-Man moving forward. Because if there's no cat and you replace him with somebody that's not going to at least give the same production or little to none, then you kind of right back at square one if you're the Timberwolves as an organization. So, but he deserved the contract extension. He made this team, he made it work. They were healthy. They got the 3 seed. They knocked the champs off. They get to the conference finals, and they got a legit up and coming superstar with this team. So, congrats.
Yes, sir. What up, Mike Patton? Yes, sir. JJ Redick set the record for most F-bombs in the prep.
Yeah,
it'd be nice. It'd be nice.
That ain't gonna win They ain't gonna get W's on the board.
I'm sure he don't believe that. So Kenny Atkinson to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, how can you not? How can you not? Then I saw a rumor that they plan on offering Donovan Mitchell $219 million in an extension. So I mean, we'll see how that works out. But congrats to Kenny Atkinson because he deserves to have a coaching job, in my opinion.
Yep.
Cleveland Cavaliers have drafted back-to-back black coaches. So shout out to Kenny Atkinson. I hope they continue to compete. Play for Kenny. We watched him in Brooklyn. Like we know this dude can coach. We know this dude can coach.
No question.
We'll be fine. It's just a matter of does it all come together. And for his sake, I hope it comes together.
And do they keep Donovan? I think that's does he, in his mind, did he take this job with the notion he gonna be coaching Donovan Mitchell for a number of years?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I said, I know that the Cavaliers, I saw earlier today that they definitely are going to offer him some money to stay in Cleveland. It's just a matter of what he want to do. I hate to be the guy, but if I'm Donovan Mitchell and he got interest, I'm going to at least go see what he talking about.
Yeah, that'd be something. The Cavs is a player to the Heat for the second time.
Yeah, right.
That'd be something. That'd be crazy. Yeah. But I'll kind of paint the picture this way. Let's say Donovan does decide, he wants to leave the Cavs and he goes somewhere else. I think the rest of that roster, and if they keep Garland there, obviously that's a big component of it also, because I don't think on most nights they fit together. Garland and Mitchell, I don't think they fit together on most nights. But I think minus Mitchell, if they keep that roster together, I think Kenny Atkinson is a good enough coach where he can still get the majority of play out of these guys and still be a playoff contender. But without Donovan Mitchell, they go from second round to first round exit in my book.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, like that's a good roster. It's just they definitely need a star to start talking about actual playoff contention, like going far in the playoffs. So yeah, if you lose Donovan Mitchell, you losing a big piece. I don't believe that okay. Pay Mitchell and then Garland gets traded.
I agree with that. I think that like I don't think those two can play together, consistently. Like one of them has to go.
Yeah,
and
I agree with
for me, Garland, Garland's getting up out of there.
And certainly you get him out of there, you can get something back for Garland. Like you can get good compensation for Garland. Garland is a younger player, quality player.
He's a good player.
He's a good player. Definitely, for sure, he's a good player. So that's what's up. I didn't think about the reverse because just the rumor mill, the media is always talking about how Donovan Mitchell just flat out don't want to be there. So I just never thought about the reverse of that. If they can pay him and let Garland go, that would be a plus. Yeah, I mean, obviously you would miss out on Garland, but you can get some compensation like the wingman that you really need, to score as a secondary scorer. So that definitely would help.
Yeah, that's true. I want to talk about this since our boys on here, Mike Patton. So the Bulls and the Thunder made a trade.
Yeah.
And it was no draft picks involved. It was just player for player.
Yep.
Alex Caruso goes to the Thunder for Josh Giddey going back to the Bulls. This made no sense for the Bulls, but you can argue with the Thunder. It makes little sense. I like it from the standpoint that they do get another wing defender on that team. But I think the bigger issue with the Thunder is that I don't think they're sizable enough in that middle. Like I think with the centers that you got to go through in the West, I don't know that Chet is, big enough to deal with those, with the likes of Joker and Wemby, if Wemby, starts coming on.
He's definitely gonna have to gain weight. So I agree with you there, but he's just as tall as Wemby. He just skinny as all hell. So I mean, I think Chet would be fine if he puts some weight on and it can still maintain that level of play. With the extra weight he puts on, I think Caruso with the Thunder. I mean, I heard Giddey was not playing a lot in the playoffs for somebody who was considered to be the third piece. Giddey wasn't getting a whole bunch of run in the playoffs.
He wasn't. He was benched a couple times.
Yeah. So for the Thunder, good.
Good. I mean, I said, it's good. It's good. They addressed one of the weaknesses, but I still think they do need to address their size situation at some point.
Well,
this is a good start for the Thunder.
I don't know because look, man, Chet is a good player. Like I said, I think the issue is weight. He need to get some weight on him. He just
I can see that.
Yeah. But I think as he, this is his second year. I mean, I know it's his third year, but it's his second year.
He missed his rookie year. So this past year was really kind of his first
year. Okay.
Season.
I added a year to him. Okay. So this is his first year. So I mean, we're not going. We can shoot him a little bill. He was productive.
Yep.
At his position. And then you would hope that he's going to start to put that weight on. And be fine. I mean, I don't know. To be honest with you, man, I don't know what the hell Chicago's doing. I don't know.
I don't understand what was going on with the Bulls in that regard, also. But you know what that tells me too, and we'll pull our guest in a second here. DeRozan about to be on the move. I feel like at some point, and I feel like Zach LaVine. They about to ship him.
Well, they've been trying to ship him every year for the past 5 years. So
but this is like the icing on the cake.
And they already been and they've been some shit, Not that cold shit, but they've been some shit. So it's like, all right, cool.
No, you said it right. They've been some shit. Like,
yeah,
you're right.
Yeah.
You know. All right, let's bring in our guest here. So we got the homegirl right here. We got NIkki Gist right here with the oversized t-shirt, but it's all good.
You guys gave me a 3X.
Yeah. No, Trey did that. I would never.
What's up, guys?
Of course.
I lost my tea in the mail, so it's all good. What's up, guys?
No, what's going on, man? Look, we got it coming, though, but we got it coming.
I mean, why a 3X? You know, that could be misconstrued as feeling some type of way. But I dig it. I made it work. I tied it up tight a little bit.
Okay. All good. All good.
You made it work, and we appreciate it.
Yes, for real.
That's why I keep her around.
I did take a picture in it. I just didn't have time to post it. So after, I'll post the picture in it, and I'll link it to the show.
That's what's up.
Appreciate it. Appreciate the support. NIkki, Dan, the name of the podcast is Thunder and Lightning. Dan, I assume you are Thunder and NIkki is Lightning.
Yeah.
Why is that always, we never designated it, but people just say that.
I was ready to disagree with him and say that Dan was the Lightning and you were the Thunder.
Just for argument's sake.
I was bored one day and I needed to think of a Giants-centric podcast, and our styles replicate the 2000s Tiki Barber, Ron Dane style of thing. And I go, you know what? Thunder and Lightning is a nice, quick Giants homage, but a lot of people won't understand it. But if you do, you do. But yeah, one day I was just bored. I'm like, I got to think of a Giants name. And I'm like, you know what? Thunder and Lightning. Nikki's quick with her reactions and things. And I'm more methodical on responding and everything else like that. So it was a perfect fit for our show.
I have to tell you guys, remember you were on my show, I think it was like a year ago, right?
Yeah. They were on our old show. Yes.
They were on our old show. That is still my top performing reel when you guys are like, oh, Pittsburgh's winning like 14 games or something like that.
See, Nikki brings the thunder as well. So I agree with that. Interchangeable. It's all good.
Yeah.
Whatever
I
Nikki wants.
remember that. I remember that moment. That was the AFC North roundtable that you guys did.
Yes.
It's only right that the best division in football gets the most reels. I mean,
right.
It's a tough division. It's such a hard division. Just beat each other up all year long.
Yeah, and they set Pittsburgh up this year, but that's another story. We'll get into it in August. I mean, all division games at the end of the season, all of them.
All of them.
It's okay. Coach T will get them ready.
Yep.
They finished strong. For some reason, Coach Tomlin, they finished strong toward the back end of the year, and then you got teams like the Colts and Jacksonville that be stumbling their way to finish the season, and they end up missing the playoffs. So that's kind of been the theme.
Can never count out Pittsburgh. That's what I've learned. If you ask me, like, one of the football lessons I've learned is never count out the Steelers. That's it.
Yeah, and we'll be coming to see y'all this season.
I know.
We're actually going to you guys. We're actually going to you guys.
You're right.
Giants in Pittsburgh. Okay. Yep.
That was
because the Ravens come to Giant Stadium again,
Ravens
right?
are coming that life. Are you going? Trey, are you going to that one?
I haven't thought about it yet.
If you do tailgate, come tailgate by me, and it'll be fun.
I'll take you up on that. I don't know what week that is, but I'll definitely take you up on that.
It's late in December,
right?
Yeah, like the first and second week of December.
December? Okay.
So bring your long johns, bring your fleece.
I was gonna say
warmers.
I don't deal with that cold weather. I don't deal with that cold weather like that all that great.
And I heard New York cold is just, or I guess it would be Jersey cold is a little different from DMV cold. That's what I heard.
Yeah,
that's what I heard.
So it's a little different. Yeah.
Just a little bit.
I'm actually mad that the Giants are in Pittsburgh and it's a Monday night because I've always wanted to go to Pittsburgh because I went to a Pirates game. Phenomenal view.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, all right, one day I've got to go see the Steelers play the Giants, and then it's Monday night. I'm like, I can't do that.
Yeah,
so I gotta wait another 8 years for that.
Right. Okay, I got one non-sports question, and then everything else will be sports. And I'm sure Nikki knows where I'm going because if it ain't sports, it's this. Nikki, I want to know what your meal plan looks like: breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Here we go.
Here we go.
I could answer for her, but I'll let her shine.
So I typically don't have my first meal till like maybe 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 2 o'clock. Even if that, sometimes it's 3 or 4 o'clock. And it's probably like a salad or a smoothie, or like tonight I thought I was gonna have a salad, but I just scarfed down like a piece of grilled chicken. Like that was it. Yeah, that's basically a typical day. Lots of coffee, which is a bad habit, and I will just drink that all day long. And then sometimes like I'll just eat popcorn for dinner, like air pop popcorn.
Wow.
While I'm working. Yeah, I know. But I get this all the time, and people are like, what do you actually eat? So I do try to eat relatively healthy. So that eliminates a lot of food for me. And I also just don't like a lot of food. I get very grossed out. So it's typically like smoothie, salad, and I get killed for this one, sushi, because everybody's like, you don't eat shit, but you'll eat raw fish.
Yeah. Now, see, I can get what you want to sushi. Now, okay. I was trying to figure out. I said, if I ever get to hang out with y'all, I eat like a total ruffian, like a total heathen, a whole Gentile. I eat terrible.
You eat like a heathen? What does that mean?
I mean,
he eats everything. He eats
pretty much. I mean, it's something. I got like I don't like beans. I got my little.
Right. But if something's there, you'll eat it.
I'll pretty much eat it, yeah. But I can get with the sushi. So I know that if I'm hanging out with y'all, we doing the sushi.
We're doing sushi.
And just give me a little side of rice wine and I'm good.
Okay,
yeah,
we're doing sushi.
I'm not having sushi.
I like fruit platters. Like I'm a big fruit person.
Okay.
So
I can get with that.
Yeah, like some good pineapple. Like I love to just get like when you go to the store, I get the pre-cut ones because they can't be cut in fruit. But they got all the like variety, and you get some melon and grapes and strawberry. I love strawberries.
Yeah.
So
I'm a mango guy, and
mango.
I got some West Indian family, with me, and mangoes is like the thing. So, but I prefer like eating the mango straight from the mango versus getting it cut up. That's just a cultural thing.
Got it.
But yeah,
Juicier.
So do you guys, my question to you guys, since you both seem like, you're cool with fruit and that's all right. Do you have smoothies and do you eat smoothie bowls?
I don't eat smoothie bowls.
Never had a bowl.
Yeah, I never had a bowl.
They're good.
I never had a bowl. Never had a bowl, but Tropical Smoothie Cafe. So they got several of them here in our area. They got one right, like 10 minutes down the street from my house. And every chance I get, I always go get the berry mango Cosmo. I'll get the sunrise sunset. I'll even get the what's the green joint? I forget the name of the green joint, but I'll get that one because they mix that with like banana and mango and stuff, but it's still green and it's still good. So I'm with you when it comes to like the smoothies and all that, but I've never had a smoothie bowl before.
Oh my God.
Never. And my smoothie experience is my daughter picks out all the fruit she wants. We throw it in there and whatever comes out, we drink it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, so when we get together, it's going to be sushi. I'm bringing you guys some smoothie bowls. I think we're aggravating your audience. They don't know what this channel is about. So. Sorry, everybody.
No, and you guys, to know the inside joke, you just would have to follow Nikki. It's a fun follower, and
she keeps you on your toes.
That's for certain.
The food takes be like off the charts sometimes.
Then I looked at the potatoes and I said, I tear them potatoes up, man. I said I would tear them potatoes up.
They did not look seasoned, right?
They
like
were
I didn't see
definitely
any
seasoned.
pepper. I didn't see anything.
No, it's there. It was the olive oil. It was good. Don't worry.
I would have told. I looked at them potatoes like, these ain't that bad. I eat these potatoes.
But you know what? I think my biggest beef with Nikki is when it comes to food is pizza. And I know you posted a slice of pizza that didn't look all that great. I'm with you with that one, but I'm just talking about like pizza, like in general, because you in the tri-state area,
Trey,
and New York got the best pizza.
You've gone to NIkki's, all right?
Yeah.
Pizza Supreme. Of course, the one time we take her to Pizza Supreme, she gets a different pie. The regular pies are amazing. Have you ever gone there?
No, I haven't. No.
Oh, it's around the corner from the garden. So the next.
I know what he's talking about though. Yeah.
The regular slices are good, and then of course when I take her, I only eat white slices, and I'm like, okay, here we go.
Yeah, I don't like sauce. That's the problem.
And then it was all droopy, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be perfect video. And then she goes, oh my God, this is so bad. And I'm like, all right, perfect.
So I bit into it, and all I tasted was garlic. That's the overpowering of garlic.
And it was pretty garlicky. But the regular slice I had was perfect. So,
all right, man. Sushi, man. So we did sushis and smoothies.
That's a wild. That's a
smoothies. I can't wait.
Shout out to this homie.
I don't know what the hell that is. I don't know what the hell that is.
I don't know either, but that
but God, hey, salute.
That's a wild statement, bro.
Hey, bro, if that made you gay, God bless.
Wild statement, man. We just having a food conversation at the barbershop. Maybe that's not the right connection here. But let me start here too, because he also posted something about Angel Reese, and I wanted to kind of jumpstart the WNBA conversation here. So for folks that don't know, watching, so NIkki covers the New York Liberty. She covers the home games. Although I went to Sparks Liberty Thursday night. Not sure if you went to that game or had a chance.
I just missed you because I went yesterday. I covered yesterday.
Okay. No wonder I couldn't spot you. No wonder I couldn't spot you.
But I saw your post. I was like, damn it, I missed you by a couple days.
It's all good. The kids had fun. It was actually for my daughter's, birthday. Her birthday's this Sunday coming up. So
early birthday.
Appreciate that. She enjoyed it. She enjoyed every bit of it. So you covered a team for Jersey Sporting News.
Correct.
And you had a take on Twitter about a couple weeks ago in regards to the Caitlin Clark on the Olympic team chatter. And I also want to put this out there too, because you are a boss. You own your own company.
Yeah.
And so you're looking at things from a managerial perspective. You're looking at things from a business perspective.
Yes.
And so your take was that the Olympics missed out on an opportunity to have Caitlin Clark on the Olympic team for the exposure. So I want you to kind of explain your point a little bit, further to the audience.
Yeah. So usually people get like sports reporter Nikki take, right? And listen, that team was put together with international experience, right? So that sports side of it, yes, I understand it. No, I know you're just not handing out spots to anybody. But as somebody who owns a marketing company, right, it pains me that they missed out on this huge opportunity. As Danny and I talked about, I'm like, throw the playbook out. They've had such a marketing problem. They needed that athlete that they can hang their hat on, and you've got it in the palm of your hand. You've got your golden ticket. Good, bad, or indifferent, people are watching for Caitlin Clark, and they are watching for Angel Reese, who is embracing being the villain. Okay. And it is good and it is entertaining. And so I just thought, here is your moment. Not only is she going to bring eyeballs to the WNBA, she's going to bring eyeballs to the summer games in general, right? And you think about the merch, the views, it's streaming on Peacock. How many more subscribers can you get? Really, I mean, on the marketing side of things, I thought it was a big miss. You've been waiting for this moment, and here it is. And then, you just kind of throw it away. So I think she deserves to be there just on the merit alone of what she's done for this sport in just a few short months.
Yeah, see, I see your perspective. I see your perspective. But I also see the perspective of those people who say, she's just not there skill wise with some of the other players, and we could name two better players, at least two better players that would before we even mention Caitlin Clark from a basketball standpoint. I can see both sides. I would tend to because let's be clear. Caitlin Clark, whether Caitlin Clark goes or doesn't go, USA is probably going to win, right? You know what I'm saying?
And that was our argument for the Caitlin and Angel to
and
be
Angel,
there.
right?
Yes.
And we were very
going to get playing time, right?
On our show. We made it clear that it's Angel and Caitlin being on the team together because when they're up by 50 points, you are still going to be waiting at the seat of your pants, waiting for Angel, waiting for Caitlin, and it's a win-win ball game. But obviously, like you mentioned, the other two females that didn't make the team as well. So like that's the double-edged sword of everything. Like you never know with injuries. So for all we know, one of them could find a way to get on the team depending on the roster spot of the injury or anything else like that. So, But I get where everybody that has watched the WNBA for years and it's like, oh, welcome aboard. And we're like, all right, well, we're finally here type of thing. Like, obviously, if NIkki wasn't covering the WNBA, would I be watching a couple of Liberty games? Probably not. So,
Thank you for your honesty, because I'm right there with you.
Yeah, welcome.
Look, and I've said it for weeks.
We're honest in the barbershop, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's a barbershop, so we're being honest. So, but if it wasn't for NIkki covering, what was it, 3 weeks ago? You're like, all right, I need a serious talk with you. I think I want to cover the WNBA. I go, what are you, stupid? Why are you even thinking about it? Do it.
Yeah.
And watching NIkki on the enjoyment she's had and actually being able to enjoy it and being in the back seat, helping her behind the scenes with certain things. It's actually a really fun game. And we're lucky with the Liberty. We're basically front running with the Liberty on how good those girls are actually, like just like the offense alone and make the way they make the cuts and picks and Sabrina shooting threes. And
oh my god, how many sick, man.
How many blocks did Stewie have on Saturday? She had like 6 or 7, right?
Yeah, she's a beast. She is a beast.
So like a game on Saturday. Oh my god! I hope you guys all saw. I think I should post it as a clip. I think I posted it in my stories, and I posted.
Yeah,
it on
you
Twitter.
did in stories.
Yeah, I was like denied, but no, the Liberty are fun. They're a really fun team to watch.
Yeah.
And
it's
cover.
A good team to watch when you start watching the WNBA. Am I still watching every game as if it's the Knicks? Obviously not. Yeah. But if I put the game on DVR, I'll catch up with NIkki later on, and we'll actually talk Liberty like we were talking about the Giants and Knicks.
Yeah, and look, I tell it because Trey way more than me has made it his obligation to let me tap in. Look, when the Wizards are trash, I kind of tune out. So I've been tuned out for
that's how it's been with the Knicks up until 3 years ago. So
it's like so I'm barely watching. Like I'm watching the important games of the NBA. Like So because my team has been trash for some years now. So. Yes. So it's like you're asking me, and the Mystics. I mean, the Mystics. They had a nice little couple of 2-game run. And then they smoked somebody the other night. So
they beat one of the top 5 teams. They beat.
Yeah, they smoked somebody the other night. So I saw on Twitter my knowledge of the WNBA is solely through Twitter and y'all, you guys. You know what I'm saying? So
So we're doing it right. We're doing something
right. Yeah. Because to be honest, because on a Sunday afternoon in the summer, my kids want to go to the pool, and am I going to really tell them they can't to watch? Probably not. Yeah. This is probably not. So.
Maestro, I'm not going to lie to you. So not this past Sunday, but the previous Sunday, I'm in New York. I'm at my in-laws' house. My sister-in-law flew back from Denver. I had to go pick her up from JFK. Oof. I got to the airport a little early.
That's love right there.
Yeah.
You don't have to disclose where exactly, but where did you come from for JFK?
Oh, Long Island, Valley Stream.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's where you live, right?
That's where I live.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, we definitely need to talk.
Well, that's not a bad drive. It's 15 minutes. I don't feel bad for it.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Well, so my point is so I got to the airport too early. She just getting off the plane and stuff. So they make you go to the cell phone lot and sit until it's time to go, right? So this is to me where I've kind of grown into starting to support the league a lot more. So I got the DirecTV app on my phone. Okay. And at the time I got to the cell phone lot, I think that was Sky and Fever. So that was that second matchup that was in Indiana. And I had that thing I think I had it on the smartphone. I had it playing. I was watching the game while I'm sitting there in the lot waiting for her to hit me up to tell her to come through the terminal to pick her up. That's dedication. That's, trying to get involved into the league and, getting to watch games more. Because I tell you, before this year, I probably would have been doing something else while waiting for her instead of watching the WNBA game.
Yeah, if this was a year ago, would you have been sitting there watching Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese? No, and that's exactly my point from the marketing standpoint. Yeah. You're sitting there watching it. I'm watching it, and it's like, you just can't help but what are these two going to do, right? What is going to happen? Like, you have the media narrative of like, oh, Caitlin Clark, right? She's the golden child. And then you've got, the villain, Angel Reese. And like, you got to credit both of them.
Absolutely.
You have to credit both of them. It's not just one. You got to credit both of them because this goes back to college, right? This has been a thing. This has been a storyline. So,
and Angel's had her number multiple times. So
yes, absolutely. Yeah. She got the chip. She got the ring. That's what I'm saying. She did that. So
from a marketing perspective, how bad do you feel like they're missing and not turning this into Larry Bird versus Magic Johnson WNBA style?
It literally pains me. I have these conversations all the time. I literally want a meeting with the WNBA. Like, call me. I'll be there tomorrow covering. Like, your marketing team, it's a big miss. Like, you could take this and run with it. And the fact that they don't is crazy to me. Listen, these women are getting like, what, $70,000 a year? They're not making a ton of money. So you want awareness to the sport. You got to sometimes look, we're all on this sports field, right? You let the game come to you. Here are two marquee players who have a natural rival and storyline. How do you not push on that? And how do you not turn that into brand awareness is beyond me.
Yeah. So Nick, here's where I disagree.
Yeah.
And we had the conversation on Twitter. But here's where the disagreement for me comes in. We're talking about two different entities here. We're talking about the WNBA and we're talking about the Olympics. Those two organizations are not mutually together. One doesn't make a decision for the other. The WNBA does not select the Olympic team. The Olympic committee, they do that. NBC, the network that airs all the Olympic stuff, that's NBC. NBC has nothing to do with that. ESPN, who has the WNBA contract, ESPN has nothing to do with that. The Olympics as a whole, in terms of ratings, are they struggling? Like, is the Olympics like struggling? I don't think they're struggling.
They're not struggling, but they could get the ratings boost because
sure they could
help too. Let me tell you, I covered the Team USA Media Summit. I think it was back in April. I was in the city for a few days. I was covering the team, and there were athletes I knew, obviously, right? The basketball players and stuff, but there were people I didn't know. And so you get a chance to interview them, listen to them. So to your point, like a couple weeks ago when I said both WNBA and the Olympics need marketing, right? So people were like, the Olympics don't need marketing. They're fine. And so I posted a collage of 6 athletes and I said, give me their names and what sport they play. And everybody was like, I don't know these people. And I said, you made my point, right? You have no idea who they are. If there's any company or product out there, and let's be very clear, the Olympics are a product, right? That says they don't need marketing, that's a lie. You absolutely do. Because do you care about rowing and sailing? And
I don't care about the javelin throw. I don't care about cricket. I don't care about none of that.
You don't care about any of it. But if you're on the platform, marketing 101, keep people on your platform so they can discover things, right? If you're already on the platform, we're all watching basketball. We're probably going to watch swimming. We're probably going to take a peek at gymnastics, right? But while I'm there, I might find something else I like, right? So yes, it's all about driving people to the platform. So why you wouldn't get somebody who can drive global awareness to your platform, I still think is a big miss.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the Olympics. They're bringing like a red zone style. I don't know if Scott Hansen is actually doing
he should do it.
I'm pretty sure he is. I gotta
14 days of Olympic coverage. Let's get the Octobox going.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure Peacock has had they're doing something similar, and I'm pretty sure he's doing it. So that will be interesting. That should spark it up as well. We all love like you guys love Red Zone? Are you guys Red Zone?
Oh yeah.
I don't do the red zone thing.
Some people, see some people.
I do it only when Pittsburgh's done.
Yes,
red zone.
I'm the same way. I'm the same way with the Giants.
Yep. So
it's going to be interesting.
So I got a messy question. I have a messy question.
Oh,
I love and so we I think we good on WNBA. I'm gonna switch over.
Yeah, we good.
I'm gonna switch over to football for 1 second and ask a really messy question.
Here comes the Daniel Jones question.
No, not yet. Not yet. It is coming. It's 100%. If your wife, you are a NFL quarterback, you're a star, and your wife goes onto a podcast talking about what you did in college and how you your wife slept with your quarterback, the backup quarterback, and all that. How do you process that at this stage of your career? And like I said, you've been there. You're Matt Stafford. You've been there forever. How do you process that?
I'd be like, babe, are you serious right now? Like, I know I got you. We're good, but why you need to be telling? Like, is your ratings hurting that badly that you need to like get it going? I wouldn't be thrilled, but at the end of the day, it would be like, all right, I still have you. We all know this is gonna blow over in like 2 days and be over with it.
Yeah,
until AB says something. I wouldn't be thrilled with it, obviously.
How much, and to Nikki, how much of this? I saw this take, and I saw this take on Twitter. Shout out to D. When she said it, I kind of had to agree with her. How much is that ego on a man part, or do you believe it's ego?
Oh, hurting his ego?
Yeah.
Oh, she crushed it. She just demolished it.
Yeah, because look, right? I had to process it because it's like, all right, it happened a million years ago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like, they didn't have 4 kids. She also said, I even took I didn't want to get in the pool on Sunday. So I took time while my kids was away from me. And I went and listened to the first, 15 minutes of the interview. And she went on to say, he was out here doing this thing too. So it wasn't like...
without a doubt, he started for Georgia. He's no saint.
Right, exactly. So, but still, right? Like, look, I don't want to get... the Rams have the 49ers twice a year.
Yeah.
I don't want to get sacked by Nick Bosa, and as he get up, like, yeah, this is how a dude was on your wife.
It's bulletin board.
Yeah.
But that would be compelling television and compelling conversation.
Well, that's the thing. We wouldn't hear it.
Coach Stafford.
Well, no, we wouldn't hear it. We wouldn't hear it in real time, but I bet you one of them dudes who have a podcast might say something about it.
Well, three of us are Knicks fans. We can't forget the crazy.
Honey Nut Cheerios. Honey Nut Cheerios.
Honey Nut
Right.
Cheerios.
That's the Dan. We thinking right here, man. It's the same thing, man.
That was one of the craziest nights as a Knick fan in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
That wasn't a playoff game. That night was insane. I'll never forget that night.
That was a swift kick to the ego, though. She crushed his ego. It is. I don't know. Right? It reminds me of like Larsa Pippen. She just come on, Michael Jordan. That bitch knew what she was doing. All right, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, it's just for me. And look. In a perfect world, men by nature, it just is what it is. We are egotistical. We are, in my opinion, we are way more sensitive than females. When it just depends on what you're talking about. And so, you're not about to. I ain't gonna say it would have been some furniture moving because I ain't that type of dude. But we would have had to have come on, Shaw. You killing me right now. You ain't have to. You ain't have to do that. Right. I'm telling you what. I'm going back on that person's podcast. Me, Matt Stafford, going back on there, and then we gonna talk about what really happened. That's what I'm doing.
Got to do it in the barbershop, though.
Yeah. Tell Matt Stafford to come because I'm gonna ask all the questions. I'm gonna ask the real questions.
Right. Because you gonna put it out there.
I don't feel bad for him, but we know he lived it up.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but still, I don't need.
It hurts the ego. It didn't have to come out. What is it? 15 years later.
Yeah, I don't need no 15-year-old.
That was a little weird.
I don't need 15-year-old bulletin board material.
And then the Twitter photo of him popping out, and I'm like, dude, are you serious?
Yeah.
It's weird behavior, but Maestro, to your point, I'm going back on there and. You gonna tell a story about me? Oh, we gonna bring out some more stuff from back 16 years ago.
We don't want to do that because it'll only be worse for the woman, and then
because now we look like we attacking women.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
It's the double standard, and then you just gotta let that one die down.
For sure. Can we talk some Giants while we on football?
Yeah.
Talk away.
Tell me about how you feel about Malik Neighbors. Am I saying his name right? Malik Neighbors. Yeah. Tell me how you feel about Daniel Jones going into the season. Tell me how you feel about the running back situation right now. I have so many questions for you guys, and the New York Giants. I mean, just kind of give me a synopsis of the New York Giants so far going into training camp, I guess. So I'm not training camp, preseason when we eventually get there.
She's the beat writer for JSM for the G-Men, so I'll let her take it away, and then I'll give you guys the fan aspect.
There we go.
I like that. All
right, listen. Malik Neighbors, they think he's like the second coming of Odell. I'm excited for him, right? Danny and I did our draft picks and our predictions, and I didn't waver on that. I figured that was where they were going to be. Joe Shane kind of telegraphed it, right? He said that, he was comfortable with the quarterback room. He was comfortable with Daniel Jones and Drew Lock and, Danny's boys, Tommy DeVito. He loves this kid, got his jersey, wants to go to the autograph signing in Woodbridge. So listen, Drew Lock, right, struggling a little bit. Daniel Jones. I mean, it's just, it is hard to get hyped up for this team. No, until they actually get on the field, because when it comes time to execute, they just they have a meltdown. So, but we have a new offensive line coach, right? New defensive coordinator. Hopefully there's not this friction between, last year it was between Wink and Brian Dable. Obviously something was going on. Looks like Brian Dable might take over play calling duties. So, there is some positives, but it's a tough team to write about in a positive way or do content in a positive way as much as you want to, or even, fans, how many years in a row, except for 2 years ago, was the season over by Halloween, right? And you're just not excited, and it's rough to do the content. It's rough to cover them. So I think, Danny, correct me if I'm wrong. I think that going into it, everybody's just same as usual, cautiously optimistic, right? I mean, you're hoping for the best. Daniel Jones got, paid. You got 40 million reasons to do something this year, not be some ghost. So, this is kind of where we're at. The pieces are in place. And, I said a few weeks ago, it's on the coaching staff now. You've got to get these players coached up to play to their potential, right? And I think we've eliminated some of those coaches that were not doing that. Year 3, Brian Dable. I mean, if they go win 5-6 games, like the chatter's already started. We want Bill Belichick, right? And it's just going to get worse all season. And then I'm probably going to quit the show because I can't hear this. So I feel like that's kind of the state of the union of the Giants. We're cautiously optimistic. There's pieces in place to improve the team, but it all changes week 1 when we go out there, and thankfully we got the Vikings this year, and hopefully it's not another blowout opening week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, y'all got a goose egg in that opening game, right?
In the pouring rain.
Yeah, fun times.
Sheesh. Man.
Yeah, I was there.
Rough stuff.
Yeah, basically what NIkki said, Malik Neighbors seems to be that kid that we're going to be able to gravitate to and be the quote-unquote franchise. I'm worried that he's going to have a big target on his back. So it's going to be interesting how defenses are going to double and triple team him. Mm-hmm. And if you play fantasy, that would be my one fear of him. But obviously he's going to be fed a lot in this offense. So that aspect of things is going to be interesting. Listen, it's year 6 for Daniel. As the 6 years progressed, I've always liked Daniel, but if there was another quarterback that we were to happen to get, hopefully next free agency or draft or whatever, I would be okay with it. It's just too many variables of why Daniel Jones isn't the quarterback we all expected. A lot of it is obviously to do on him, and a lot of it has to do with the shitty franchise we have become the last couple of years.
He's speaking facts.
It's rough. It's a rough going. Like Ghost is saying, hopefully it's not another blowout. Inspiring. Is that going to be on the preseason promotion? Yeah, because that's how the majority of us feel, right? Hopefully it's like
I think he's a clone of Eli, but with Eli, he never got hurt. And then the one time Eli got hurt, it was the last game of the year. So that's the one confidence that you would have gotten with Eli. You're like, all right, we know Eli isn't what he used to be, but I know he's going to be playing every week. With Daniel Jones is, all right, he's probably going to get wrecked again, and he's seeing ghosts now. Like last year was evident of the seeing ghosts. And then on top of it with the patched up O-line with Josh Zudu playing at left tackle, you're like, all right, this is a nightmare.
Ability is the best ability. That's what I always say.
Right. So that's the one thing I'm scared about Daniel Jones. Like if you watch the games like we do with Daniel Jones, is he that stat padding guy that will put up 30, 35 touchdowns, both rushing and throwing? Unfortunately, not yet. The closest was his rookie year, so that's the biggest problem. And I think with Dable, I actually do love Dable offensively. He just plays to find ways to win, and obviously taking Tommy DeVito and finding 3 wins in that situation. I think the season could have been a lot different if injuries didn't cripple them last year. But yeah, I'm nervous to see what Daniel Jones has left in the tank, because it's now or never for him, and I'm going to be cautiously optimistic with him. And obviously, right now, he is still our best chance to win games. The Eagles and Cowboys the Cowboys and Eagles are still superior than us, but they do have little dents in the armor.
Yeah, for sure. Years. Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see, can we finish third or unfortunately do we finish fourth? Because we'll see what Jalen. I want to see what Jalen does with the Commanders. I'm really excited to see what he can bring.
Yeah.
So my question is, and prediction. So looking at the offense for the Giants, who do you guys see as the player that emerges to become the best offensive player for the Giants?
I'm hoping it's Jalen Hyatt.
Yeah, NIkki loves Jalen.
I love him.
He didn't get a lot of burn last year, right?
No. He didn't because his route tree is very limited. So there's only X amount of times of him just doing fly patterns. So we're hoping and banking on him actually having a good offseason and becoming that number 2 that we drafted in hope of him being. So I like Wandale Robinson as well, the slot wide receiver. So I think between Neighbors, Wandale, and Hyatt, and then people are forgetting Darius Slayton. He's not the sexy pick but he's always been Mr. Reliable for Daniel, and he's led the team in receiving the last 6, pretty much his whole career. I know that's really sad to say, but it is true. So I think if we put Darius Slayton in his normal role, he can be better than what everybody expects.
Okay, so allow me to play speculatory, what do you call it, tinfoil hat? Because you mentioned Darius Slayton, and I saw in blogs that there may have been an opportunity for Darius Slayton to go to Pittsburgh because we are desperately looking for a number 2. And I brought that opinion to the podcast, and it seems like, and my man's is not there in the chat room anymore. I said Darius Slayton as a number 2 in Pittsburgh would be amazing. And he was telling me, and I thought like maybe I had missed some Darius Slayton games, that was going to be the worst thing ever for Pittsburgh. And I was like it almost seemed like fans are throwing Darius Slayton to Pittsburgh when I tried to throw that scenario out there. Can you give me some insight as to why somebody may have felt that way about Darius Slayton?
The problem with Darius, I think we have that vision of the Thursday night football game against Washington. I forget the year. I think 2020. I was 21 because Joe Judge was there, and we kicked the stupid field goal and stuff.
I remember that game. Yeah.
And whether it was Daniel overthrowing the pass or Darius flat out dropping it, that would have sealed the game. And
y'all had that one too. Y'all had that game one too, right?
Then there was the phantom offsides with Dexter to end it. I think
people see his drop passes, too.
Right? That will be his number one thing.
He drops a lot of balls, and he is reliable, but he is also good to drop a really big play, right?
Unfortunately, our offense is ass. We all know we have eyes, and unfortunately, the best player on our offense doesn't get that. Oh my God! Wow, he's awesome type of thing.
Gotcha.
There isn't that wow factor. He'll make a couple of plays that are like, oh, okay, wow, but he's never been able to be in that role that he was supposed to be. So I personally like Darius. I don't love him, but I've always liked him. Like his rookie year, he showed up because he wasn't having to be the number 1 wide receiver, you know?
Yeah, gotcha.
If he was to become a Steeler, watch him become a Steeler, he'd be like the Jericho Cotchery.
And that's what I was thinking. And he's never going to be super expensive. And that's he's never going to be super expensive.
He's a perfect Pittsburgh Steeler, and if he's on the Steelers, he will be what he was supposed to be with us.
Right.
Because that's what happens when you put that uniform on. Apparently,
I don't know why.
That's what happens.
People put the Giants uniform on and their career dies. They go somewhere else and they're like thriving. So it says a lot.
Who did they pick up this year in free agency, wide receiver wise?
Quez Watkins.
That's right. Well,
Van Jefferson.
He'll be okay.
Yeah, but none of those guys to me says number 2, and that's been my issue.
I agree. I agree with you with that. That's what they're missing.
Yeah, I was liking what they was doing until I realized, man, because then they went and got the guy from Michigan in the draft. Cool, but he's going immediately to slot. You're not going to put him at the number 2. So it's just like you got all these guys and it's like you don't believe in Calvin Austin anymore. All of a sudden, I just had issues because it's like now, and then you're automatically put. And look, I believe George Pickens is going to be a number 1 receiver. I believe that. But he hasn't. I won't say he's proven himself, but I'm cool if you're going to put him at number 1. But you got to get somebody reliable at number 2. So I just had issues.
Hey, go ahead and get Darius Slayton, man. Go ahead, man.
Go
right on ahead.
Who did you guys get in Baltimore? Anybody sign in free agency?
free agents. Derrick Henry.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
Derrick Henry.
How do you feel about that?
I feel good about it. Now, I don't
and it's not expensive either.
It's not expensive. I don't expect Derrick Henry from 3-4 years ago. But if you a defense and you see Lamar Jackson and you see Derrick Henry, there's going to be some problems when you're trying to defend
Jackson
that.
Is a problem. So
you have Andrews. hopefully healthy.
Yeah. Andrew and Isaiah Likely, that kid that filled in for Mark Andrews.
Likely was a great free agent pickup in fantasy.
Yeah.
So what happens when Baltimore faces Kansas City, though? Why do they shit the bed?
I've had my conspiracy theories.
Another tinfoil hat, everybody.
I've had my and my podcast partner here knows I've lashed out at him. Because of it. I lashed out at him for a particular thing with the offensive coordinator, but you got to think. You run the ball all this time throughout the regular season, only to get to that point.
Right.
And only give the running back 7 carries and to not let Lamar be Lamar. And what I mean by that is don't have him throwing, 40 times in a game. Like, let that dude run some. Let the offense, flow. You know what I mean? So was it because that girl was in the building and the league was like, you know what? That girl got to go. She got to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Do you think this is like one of the newer?
That girl's
one of the best newer rivalries in the sport. Like, and I don't want to say rival. It's like you got to have like equal winning, and it seems like Kansas City dominates Baltimore. But I mean, kind of is becoming that a little bit, don't you think?
I think the Bills are a bigger rivalry against the.
There's been playoff. There's been a lot of playoff matchups between Buffalo and Kansas City.
And then they play every year on top of it for being.
You got to give Buffalo the edge in that regard. It seems like, because again, this is the toughest division in football. It's the best division in football. Mm-hmm. So the Ravens ain't gonna win the division every year. The Bengals ain't gonna win it. The Steelers, it always seems like it's interchangeable. But Kansas City, they're gonna win the West every year. Buffalo, they're gonna win the East every year, at least since Tom Brady left. The South, we ain't even gonna talk about the South. Maybe CJ Stroud. Maybe CJ Stroud becomes that guy that wins it, 5-6 years in a row.
That Lawrence does.
Well,
I
don't know about that.
I don't know about that either, but
you guys don't talk about Cleveland though.
Well, they're tough.
It's their defense.
They're tough.
I will say this: if Nick Chubb didn't get injured,
yes,
that would have got, because he was tearing our ass up that game where he got injured, and so I do got to be honest and say that if Nick Chubb was still running the ball all year, that this may have been a different conversation for the AFC.
They would have won a game in the playoffs.
They went to the playoffs with Flacco.
Yeah. Who had that on their NFL bingo card? None of us, right?
Nobody.
He was basically the 4th string quarterback. So,
yeah.
Look, I'll even throw you another fun fact, an Easter egg. DTR is related to my kid's mother. So, while I was not rooting for him at all, but and I ain't want him to get hurt or nothing, but I was just like, I'm glad that he made his quick entry and quick exit. but they did find a way to beat Pittsburgh that second game, so that there was that. So look, Cleveland with a healthy running back, a healthy quarterback. I think you got to at least say they got to be just as much in the conversation as Pittsburgh has to be.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely. They need to find a way to unlock Njoku a lot more, because you notice when Flacco was running the offense,
had him going.
He had him going. So when Deshaun get back, they're gonna have to find a way to get that connection going, because he was good for them.
Dude, he hasn't
The
played
Browns,
like
Browns.
what are we on 4 years or something?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
he's gonna be rusty. He played a little bit and then got hurt again. Like I don't know.
Yeah, the Browns brown. The Browns brown.
Yep. That's the one thing you could count on in the North.
Yeah, the Browns
brown. And if Joe B stays healthy, anything can happen.
Yeah.
You guys know I love Joe Burrow.
But I think they're gonna have some issues too. That defense,
for sure.
That defense ain't as hot as it was 2 years ago.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
And with people, I'm gonna throw my little biased card. Patrick Queen is a middle linebacker for the Pittsburgh Steelers right now.
Right.
That is major. That is major. So
how'd you guys let that happen, Trey?
Yeah, damn.
Look, listen. He wasn't getting. We can't.
He said in mid-season that Patrick Queen was going to be gone.
I know.
We can't pay Roquan and Patrick Queen
I agree.
all that big money. So it was inevitable. But the fact that
that's how we feel. That's how we feel with Saquon.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, man. I say it every time this conversation is no way I pay Daniel Jones before I pay Saquon Barkley. It can't happen. It can't happen. They paid him, and then they was acting like they had no money for Saquon Barkley. I'm sorry. Exactly. I'm sorry. I would have.
They did him wrong. I'd
have gave Daniel Jones $35 million and got Saquon together. We got to take $5 million off your money to get Saquon together.
Full disclosure, I was hoping year 2 under Daboll with Daniel was going to be like, okay, if he improved his game even more, the contract looks good. Obviously, that badly backfired, and I was okay with it because paying Saquon what the Eagles paid for him, yes, as much as I love Saquon, it would have been insane.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, and I'll say, I mean, just to be honest, if you're the Eagles, you can't let a Saquon Barkley, you know, like you got to pull that.
They're ready to pay. They're ready for that high price player. So.
Exactly. Like if you're talking about competing for Super Bowls, you got to make that. You got to take that swing for a Saquon.
But let's be clear: the Eagles signed Saquon out of spite for y'all.
Yeah,
out of spite, and he's a local kid, so
and he went out of spite because the Chargers wanted to make a play for him too, and he went out of spite. And he's dead to a lot of the fan base. Listen, if I'm him, I'm getting my money, right? Like get your bag. You got a short shelf life. I get it, but wait till he comes, Danny. Wait till he comes back to MetLife that first time. Like,
Nikki on her tiki barber, huh?
If it's not full of Eagles fans, because it usually is. Well, guys, thanks for having us. We have our show at 8:30.
Oh, yes. Okay, good.
I was watching the time.
Okay.
I'm making sure that we get you out on time so y'all could do the show.
Appreciate it.
Again, appreciate y'all coming through.
Yeah.
Dan, you and I, we got to talk because I'm in New York several times a year, so we definitely have to catch up.
Yeah, now that your family's in the same town I am, we got to make it happen.
Definitely.
And plug your show before you get ready. Plug your show before y'all go, sir. So
I'll let my esteemed
I was going to let you do it, and you're going to say it in your sexy voice.
All these years on camera, I still can't get the reversal right. Go ahead, Dan.
Anyway, be sure to follow us on TNL_NYG for all your Giants food takes and basically the Seinfeld of the New York Giants. So
for the Seinfeld of sports shows, yes.
God knows what will come out of either of our mouths in funny or insane ways, but thank you for having us, and we're gonna be growing. You'll see a lot of us. So
yes, can't wait. And we coming to do y'all show soon for certain.
Yes, please.
Definitely.
Please.
Yeah, we gotta come back for some football talk for real.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you guys so much.
Quick thing, Nikki, before you go, Nick. Quick shout out because we also live on Instagram. Our guy Damian Adams, and that's your old podcast guy.
He's the man.
He's in the chat and stuff. Yeah, good guy, man. Doing his thing out there. So just wanted to give him a shout out. He was in the Instagram live chat.
I know. We podcasted together like like babies in this industry, and now we're covering pro teams, and who knew what 3 years you blink and you can't believe some of the stuff you get the opportunity to do when you do this. So it's been very cool, and he's been one of my biggest supporters, and nothing but love for him. We're family, brothers and sisters from different mothers. Like you're just family. We're like a tight-knit family, and it's great.
Y'all do some great work, and again, appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
Guys.
We'll catch you on the other
Go
side.
Liberty.
That's right.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
All right, y'all. That's what's up. Dan and Nikki right there, Thunder and Lightning podcast. It's a Giants podcast for y'all Giant fans out there. Shout out to Chief Rocker Jersey Vern. Saw him up in the chats bugging out a few minutes ago. Shout out to Ghost in here also making some crazy stuff.
You was gonna keep trying to pronounce his name, wasn't you?
In my head, I'm like, you know what? I should just call this dude Ghost because I looked. I was like, yeah, I'm not trying to pronounce that. I'm not about to work that out. So
I didn't realize they had to go, but you here and you are obviously a Knicks fan. So what's happening, man? Y'all about to lose Slim.
What, OG?
You're losing them. I hate to be the guy, Trey. You're losing them.
This is just for content purposes.
Look, he's 19 million. He won more than 19 million. He's gonna get more than 19 million.
Yeah, I agree. He's gonna get about 30. You think the
Knicks gonna give it to him?
I don't know.
He's gone, Trey. That's not content. He's gone. He's gone.
Well, look, because I think the fan base is split on this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So obviously that January we went 14-2 when it was him, Randall, Brunson in the lineup, fully healthy. We saw what we could do. We had dreams and visions of a conference finals appearance, dare I say the finals, depending on how things shaped up.
Mm-hmm.
And he got hurt. We thought he'd come back in a few games. It turned out it took a little longer for him to come back. And, we finally we get him back for the playoffs. Did his thing against the Pacers in game 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then he, pulls the hammy and, we don't see him for the next, I think, 3 games. And then in that game 7 where he basically pulled the Willis Reed, gave us, I think a quick 5 points. And then right after that, he couldn't play. He couldn't run. You saw it. He couldn't run. And stuff. So there's a lot of concerns with his injury history, and it goes back to his Toronto days.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He would miss games, like he would get hurt. Some would say, "Oh, it shouldn't take him long to come back," but then he would take longer to come back. Mm-hmm. He would take, he would take some time to come back. So there's concerns about paying a guy $35 million a year for what he can contribute when he's healthy, but on the other end, with the injury history and how much more consistent it's been throughout his career, that's a concern. So I haven't given it much thought. Obviously, if you could run it back with the same group, you run it back because we know I know what I saw in that month of January. Like that, that works. Like that whole thing, it works. Barrett wasn't gonna, and I love Barrett, but it wasn't gonna work. It was just too many guys that needed the ball, and when quickly you weren't gonna pay somebody to be your backup point guard. So that had to happen. Like that trade to Toronto, that had to happen. If somebody's willing to pay him that, and the Knicks can't match it, then so be it. Then if that's the case, then you got to go get Paul George. If you're the Knicks, you have to find a way to get Paul George. If you don't get OG,
okay.
Because there's rumors about Paul George testing the market.
Yeah.
So he could use the Knicks to try to get the Clippers to pay up some more money for him. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So and he's an LA guy. He's from there. glad to play in the city where he's born and he's from at. I would be if I'm a Knicks fan, I'd be very cautious about that. But if I'm the Knicks and I can't get OG to come back because somebody else paid him more money, then you got to do what you got to do to make sure Paul George don't go back to Los Angeles. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
And there's other talks about Brunson taking a discount, which as a fan, you'd be happy. But at the same time, that dude is the engine for the team. You want him to get every penny he's earned. Because look, he's earned every penny.
Yeah, fact.
He's earned based on what he's making now. His contract is a bargain.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, Julius's contract is a bargain. We have no max contracts right now, which is why we're in a good position to do what we can do. We have a lot of flexibility. We can, we got picks. We can do a lot of things this offseason. So in regard to the OG conversation, that's where I'll leave it at. I love to hit him back, but if we can't get him back at the money, then you really gonna have to make a move. Because I'm thinking about it too, and I guess we got to shout out the Celtics on.
I mean, yes.
Do we have to? I mean, I'm happy for Tatum. I'm happy for Brown.
I'm happy for Al Horford more than any of them.
Horford. Yeah. Shout out to the legend. Not the legend, but shout out to the OG
certainly a Hall of Famer. He more than anybody. But it's important that Tatum needed to get over that hump. After a while. And I get he's still young, but he just needed to get over it. And the same thing for Jaylen Brown. Like, this is a hump that they needed to get over. So congratulations to them. They handle business. Like, there's no other way to I guess summarize it. But to say they handled business, they did it quietly. It wasn't a whole bunch. Like, it's so quiet, in fact, that we thought, we overlooked the fact that roster to roster, they're just a better roster than Dallas. Period. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
We had so much faith in the superstar, the bravado of Luka Doncic, the resume of Kyrie Irving, that we didn't look into the account that the Celtics are a well-run team that they got stars, but they just went about the business of being the best team in the league all year. Literally all year, they were the best team in the league. So you just got to respect it and tip your hat to them. And that's where I stand. That's just what it is.
The thing I think I take most from that finals is the Boston defense. Because Luka got his points, but they took away a lot of them passing lanes. They took away his ability to facilitate. It's why the mother bigs, Gafford and PJ Washington and Lively, it was the reason why those guys couldn't be able to do what they was doing, to get to this point, because Boston just decided, we'll let you score, but we're not going to let you get these other big guys involved.
Yeah, nobody thought that Joe Mazzulla was going to outcoach Jason Kidd. Nobody thought that was going to happen. And again, it's to the credit of the Boston Celtics and what they do and how they do it. They definitely were the best team, and for the majority of the season, if not all the season, was the best team in the NBA. Yeah, and they just quietly went about the business of doing that and closed the deal. So, congratulations. Shout out to them. Quiet. I know a parade happened, but man,
they tried to they tried to downplay how popping the parade was, but they had some folks come out there. It's Boston, they gonna show up for their teams.
Sure, like any championship team would, they would show up for their team. But I'm just look, man. I don't know if it's because of my I've seen it all over Twitter. Like, we was more concerned about the Kendrick pop out than the championship parade.
That was such a quick series, a gentleman's sweep of the Mavericks.
Yeah.
that it just, it's like,
like they like this has to been to the most boring championship win of recent history. Like this was not fun at all.
Yeah. I mean, the last one was probably Golden State and the Cavs, probably. That final one. Maybe, I think it was the final one.
Okay.
Maybe
I don't know. I can't think of the last one, but this one was not exciting, man.
Not at all. Not at all.
But congratulations. Nonetheless.
Yeah. Gotta tip your cap, man. Mazzulla definitely deserves his flowers. For what he did. But now as a Knicks fan, I'm thinking to myself, how do we beat this team? What do we got to do this offseason?
You ain't gonna do
it to beat them.
I would think if you believe in that 14-2, like you saying you do, that you got to figure out a way to get OG in the building, or like you said, I don't know how plausible Paul George going to the Knicks is, but like you said, you got to pull something out your hat. You're going to need a star. You're going to need a star along with those pieces. You're going to need
with the Randall and with Brunson, because I think you got those two guys are all NBA players in my book. Brunson and Randall. You need a third guy. You need a guy that's going to take the pressure off of Brunson. You don't have to score all the time. You need somebody that could take some defensive pressure off of Julius Randle, where he doesn't have to focus on defense all the time. He could just do his 25-9. He could do his 25 and 10. You know what I mean? You need that guy, and OG was is perfect for that. But he's going to command a lot of money in the market, and there's some believers and there's some non-believers about how this can go if the Knicks do give him this contract. So that's what I'm thinking about is how do we beat the Celtics? Because now, and I was shout out my cousin Steve. We was at the barbecue in Jersey on Saturday. I said, look, it's 4 years now. It's championship conversations now. This ain't about, we're taking a step here. This is about being in that conversation to compete for a championship. I don't care what the Vegas odds say. If you're the Knicks, now it's the time is now. It's the time is now. You got bargain contracts. You got the picks. You have all this flexibility to do something, make something happen. So I'm hoping they do something, man. Hoping they make a move. I mean, I'm not going away from my KD point that I brought up to you a few weeks ago. I still think that will be a good fit. However, that involves a trade. That would involve some money. And Phoenix is going to have to they're going to be a part of the negotiation also. Right. So, we'll see what happens there. But I got to get to this Monty Williams firing by Detroit, man. He might be the most swiftiest coach ever to get paid to get the contract from Detroit, right?
All right, now type Swiftiest in your phone and see if it auto corrects you.
Okay, I'll worry about that. But I'll worry about that.
I'm just.
But he got this contract because Detroit kind of begged him to come coach. Because if you remember, Phoenix let him go, and he decided he was going to take a break from coaching. And Detroit came with the bag. And so he was like, all right, I'm going to take the bag.
Sure.
And, that was their worst season in franchise history. It was the worst season, in the NBA. And, I think they knew it wasn't a good fit. I think he knew it wasn't a good fit. So
he said he ain't want to be there. And that kind of lines up with what you just said. Because I didn't really he was going to chill. They begged him to come. I don't want to say overpaid him, but they paid him handsomely.
And he set the market. He set the coaches market, really.
They paid him handsomely for him to sit there and not really want to be there because he wanted to do what he said he wanted to do before they offered him the job. So Hey man, one I would say that it was a mistake hiring him if he didn't really want to be there. That's one. But get your money on the Monty Williams side. Get your money.
Right. You get paid by two teams.
Yeah,
right now.
Yeah, like get your money. Yeah,
I
ain't never gonna hate on that. But that's a mistake by Detroit. And you get what's coming. You get what's coming to him. Like if I'm Detroit and I hire Monty Williams and he say I don't really want to be here, and I get that he didn't like per se say I don't want to be here in that
right
tonnage. But all season I'm trying to figure out if I give you 5 years.
I think it was 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how I can get you motivated to the second year. I'm not firing you because I know who you are as a coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, what did you think he was going to turn them around in 1 year? And I get they were historically bad, but
they got worse though. They got worse from the previous year, so that's something too. But you get the young talent in.
But do you think they got worse because of Monty Williams, or because Monty Williams is not capable of coaching his team, or because Monty Williams didn't want to be there and y'all begged him to be there?
Nah, I think they have some front office issues. I know they made some changes with that front office. So the guy that's running everything now, that's not Monty's not his guy. So let's make that change and let's go somewhere else. And I mean, look, the Cavs just got Kenny Atkinson. I thought, in my opinion, Kenny Atkinson would have been perfect for that Detroit situation where you got a young team. You got Cade Cunningham, Isaiah Stewart, Jalen Duran. That would have been a perfect situation for Kenny Atkinson, but now he's off the board. And so now you kind of stuck with, what's out there. I do think Sam Cassell deserves a head coaching job sometime soon. I don't know if this Detroit team is that, but you got to start to think about, who you looking out for now. You really got to start to think about that if you're Detroit.
I do want to get into. I did want to get into an in-depth discussion about Michael Jordan's stat padding, but my kids just text me and I'm trying to. But I guess we gotta briefly talk about Scotty Barnes and Pascal Siakam getting contracts. And look, I won't throw no whole bunch of shade on Scotty Barnes. He's a generous, like he's new or younger, let me say.
Yes.
Pascal Siakam though, and again, I hate to be that guy that hates on a nigga getting money. Like you want any black man to get the market
black
out.
Man, get your money, but you not that dude, yo.
Yeah, and Indiana's. But I guess this is what Indiana does, right? They get this mid talent, pay the mid talent. They just be mid. They be good team. Sometimes they're a good team with this defensive prowess that they love to talk about in Indiana. But hey, guess what? Y'all are mid and y'all not going to the finals no time soon with him being your super max player.
If Siakam is who they think he is, he could have got him. He could have got him one. He could have got him one game against Boston.
Yeah, but I don't know. Again, it goes back to that Paul George story years ago when he went to the GM and said, "Hey man, I can make this work if you do this," and they said, "We not into paying players big time or bringing in big time players because we don't have the economy to facilitate big time players." And this is just another example of them not taking the real shot at bringing in top tier talent to get a championship.
In the Pacers' defense, and I hate the fact that I'm defending the Pacers, but I think when that Paul George conversation with the Pacers happened, that was still, if I'm not mistaken, that was still David Stern's league. If I'm not mistaken,
I don't know for sure. I don't know.
I don't remember the timetable of the change and when they switched it, but we know now in Adam Silver's league, there's a lot more. The cap is going up, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot more money to be spent. You're now in position with the new rules in the CBA where even the smaller teams like the Memphises, the Indianas of the world, the Sacramentos of the world, you're now in position as a small market team to now be able to be more flexible with the money that you're dishing out to players. OKC, another example, that these small market teams are in a better position now than I'd say 10 years ago under a different league. So now maybe the Pacers are not, because I think if this was 10 years ago, I don't think Siakam gets that deal. I think now because of the rules and because now these teams have a chance, they feel like they got a shot, that this money is now coming in, hot and heavy now. But if you look at his production, he's not like, he ain't putting up 28, 29 points a game. Like the dude is averaging about 23, 24 a game. That's not enough for me.
Yeah.
And he in defense to Siakam, I don't know that they played this way in Toronto, but he's in a fast-paced offense under Carlisle. So I'm wondering if that has to do with him not being able to average as much points as he would have been in Toronto.
Well, look, in Toronto he was averaging what? What do you think his high was?
I was thinking it was 26. No better than 26 is what I'm thinking.
Okay. Yeah, like I get that I get that over 25 puts you in a different bracket, maybe. I was thinking 25.
Yeah.
But look, man, this dude, because for me, and I promise I'll keep the conversation short because we run out of time. Mm-hmm. For me, it's not so much about the point production. Like 23 to 26 ain't nothing crazy as far as point production. Mm-hmm. For me, it's always been about Siakam. It's like, all right, bro, when the moment hits, what are you doing? And it was always that for me, for him. Like, look, we know he could score points. We know he could play defense. Like we know
the moment.
It's the moments. Like Kawhi Leonard had to come in and show you what it was like to have a moment and get a moment. And when he left, we was probably talking about Van Vliet more than we was talking about.
You was talking about OG.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? So
you was talking about OG, yeah.
So it's just like nah, bro. Like you kind of doing, for me, you kind of doing the same thing you did in Toronto. Like this is who you are as a ball player, and that's cool. That's not like you would. Everybody ain't Jordan. Everybody ain't Kawhi. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't know. But get your money. Indiana's gonna be mid for some years though. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's your starting wingman. That's your starting wingman.
Unless they can, because I've heard this talk too, is that they run their offense so fast that they don't know how to shift to another gear when you need to shift to another gear. So like game 1, game 3, game 4 against Boston, where that game was close. They had a lead in the fourth, late in the fourth, and the turnovers was happening. You had guys like Nembhard trying to make plays, and he's turning the ball over. Halliburton in that game 1 was making mistakes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was making mistakes. Siakam was, making mistakes in that game 4. Like all these guys that, y'all play these 9 guys, and the offense is, look, it's fun to watch. Let's like from a basketball fan standpoint, their offense is fun to watch. Mm-hmm. But when you get in those moments and you need to slow things down and think critically about what you're going to do instead of playing fast, they're going to have to figure that out because
Roy Hibbert and Paul George and them was fun to watch too.
Were they?
They was. I mean, like they was cool. Like Lance Stevenson was with the little antics like that. Like they was fun to watch too, bro. Like
Yeah, Roy Hibbert commentating now, which is crazy. Yeah, I think is he the Big East or Big Ten? Well, he played in the Big East.
Big East, yeah.
He played in the Big East, so it's one of them networks. But I just stumbled upon him on TV one day. I was like, oh snap! Look at Roy Hibbert talking basketball on TV. That's what's up.
Yeah, shout out to him. Shout out to Roy Hibbert. Yeah.
I want to just one final thing because we definitely got to give some shout outs to some folks that's going to be playing in the Olympics coming up, and so Sha'Carri Richardson, shout out to her.
Yeah.
Noah Lyles, shout out to him. They
Yeah.
both beat their 100-meter dash trials to qualify for Paris for the Olympics this coming, summer. So, shout them out. I hope they do great things when their time comes in these Olympics. I may not be watching. Matter of fact, let me not lie to the people. I most likely won't be watching, but I hope you guys do well.
For sure.
Hope you guys do well.
Sorry, Sports and Hills. Sorry.
Yeah. Shout out to the IG live chat. We had Rod in here also.
What up?
Commentating. Damian Adams, Mocha Bella. Appreciate you. Shout out to Dan. Shout out to Nikki for coming through.
Yeah.
Blessing us with some Giant talk, some WNBA talk. Ghost, I see you. Chief Rocker, I see you in the chat. Mike Patton on the YouTube live chats. Appreciate everybody. This was a dope episode.
And Chief Rocker, you're right. I am absolutely a pussy eater. I don't know. I was just scrolling through the.
Oh, okay. I thought you saw that when he first posted it.
I had my notes in the way, so I didn't really see it.
Okay, because he posted that when Nikki and Dan was on, and
yeah,
I had it in my back pocket to possibly bring up, but you beat me to the punch. So
yeah, 100%.
But shout out to Chief Rocker.
Yeah,
shout out to everybody. Continue to support the podcast. We're going to take some breaks sometime in the summer. We'll let y'all know. We'll keep y'all abreast of that, but we'll definitely be doing some shows throughout the summer and all that good stuff. Continue to follow us on Twitter at Barbershop SPOR2, at Maestro Styles. We're on Twitch. We're on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Also, we got the Facebook page. Click the like button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check us out on IG at Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. And if you got questions, comments, you want to email us, hit us up on the email, barbershopsportstalk1@gmail.com is where you can find us at. And check out the merch store also. We definitely got some things, cooking up with that. Looking to get some t-shirts out, hats, all kinds of stuff, for the summer. So be on the lookout for that, definitely. And, that's it, man. Dope episode, man. Looking forward to this, whenever we do the next one, bro. Love, peace, and happiness to everybody out there.
Happy birthday, Zari and Natalie.
Yes. Happy birthday to the daughters. Love you guys much. Love, peace, happiness to everybody out there. And as always, folks, mind your damn business.
Drink some water.
Oh yeah, we got him. Trey, Frazier, and Maestro Styles, we got one. Right back like we left some. We don't duck smoke, we want all of it. So line them up, Trey sharp with the blade, we sizing it up. I'm quick to catch the fade, Styles making the cut. Cause we coming out clean every time that we showing up.
It's gonna be called The Barbershop.